William McCray. Commissioner Mitchell, this is a disgrace. We don't know if she's going to die. We didn't know if Robert Kennedy, JFK, or Martin Luther King was going to die, but they did. We didn't know Bill Moss was going to die, but he did. And if this is just a ceremonial position, the voters had enough faith in Ms. Moffitt to vote her in to do this job, and I think she's duly qualified, like the voters said, to do the job that Mr. James could do. I'm really tired of hearing about Harvard attorney. Don't argue with a Harvard attorney. I have a lot more respect for FAMU. I'm sorry, Harvard does not do much, has not done much for the African American community. It has done very little, just as Mr. James has for the African American community. He might do a lot for the Western communities, but he doesn't open his mouth when it comes to anything about African Americans. The discrimination that he's witnessed in here, perpetrated against many African Americans, as you have, and don't open your mouth. And Ms. Moffitt, you're getting a taste of what it's like to be black. You're qualified, they change the rules, they change the game, and they say you're not qualified, you're not good enough, just like they did with Mr. Curtis. And you said, Mr. Curtis, were you a good firefighter? You've been a fairly good commissioner. You haven't opened your mouth when you saw discrimination, and now they're doing it to you. It is disgraceful, it's shameful, and Kimberly Mitchell, like you said, families they do have problems. But this is much worse than the family. This is dysfunctional. It's shameful. It's an embarrassment to the community. It's an embarrassment to the voters out here. And for you to change the rules, to change the game up like this, horrible. This man disgraced and embarrassed Imogene Isaacs, the last auditor, and it was shameful. He should have been kicked off the dais for that alone. And for you guys to support him, listen, he's had his turn. It's her turn. Not, there are important decisions to be made here, but it's her turn. And what you're doing, you're discriminating against her. I don't know if it's because of sexism. I don't know if it's because it's racism. I don't know what it is, but you are discriminating against this woman, all of you. So if you vote for this, just raise your hand and say you like to discriminate. It just proves what I come in here and say all the time, how you treat people, especially African Americans. But this time, I'm seeing it done to a white woman. And I'm really not surprised. And, it's a continuation of what you guys continue to do. You change the rules of the game every chance you get. This man was under investigation by HUD. This man recently, I don't know if he still does, had federal tax liens against him. And those investigations might not be over. We don't know what's going to happen. We've seen commissioners get arrested. It may happen again. If it does, I wouldn't be surprised. And you're supporting that, Kimberly Mitchell? I'm ashamed. And I'm really, please stop talking about Harvard. I'm not impressed with Harvard. I'm sorry, but I'm not, because they don't do it. What is it, 1% of the population there is African American, if that? Really, they should have more of us there if they want us to get accolades from our community. But to continue this sort of discrimination against a sitting council member who was duly elected, is duly qualified to hold that position, is shameful and it's disgraceful, and it shouldn't be. Kimberly Mitchell, you sat here and you watched this community get discriminated against. You won't open your mouth. You work for probably the largest African American real estate firm in America. It's not African American owned? Well, whatever it is, it's run and owned by African Americans, and you work for them, and you witness what happens to us in this community, and you won't open your mouth, just like nobody on this dais, with the exception of Ike Robinson, sometimes does. It's shameful. It's disgraceful. It needs to stop. He won't open his mouth, and I would much rather have anyone else on this dais besides him sitting as the president. Anybody. And if you vote for this, support the discrimination, please do so. I'm glad the mayor let the public talk about this before you take your vote, so they can witness the discrimination, sexism perpetrated against Commissioner Moffitt, and now she gets to see what you guys have been doing to us all this time. And so keep it up. Let everybody see how you really stand.
Thank you, Mr. McCray. Thank you.